Hey friends, how is your day? I just got off the phone with Morgan, the co-founder for Catalyst Women. I'm sorry, I was like rearranging my dining room table. But anyway, I just got off the phone with Morgan and we were talking about relationships, and a really interesting topic kind of came up. And whenever I was dating Chris, I was also going to counseling for some just family stuff. And this counselor gave me some really great advice, which is why we pay them, right? And I just thought it would be really great to come on here and share it with you today, in case you're in a relationship or maybe you have a good friend in a relationship and they're just processing through, is this God's best for me? Do I proceed? Like, do we take a step back? Like, I don't know. So when Chris and I were dating, I just felt a lot of pressure immediately. And I put this pressure on myself. He didn't, nobody else did. I just felt this pressure, probably because that's just how I'm wired. But I felt this pressure a lot off the bat to know immediately if this was the man I was going to marry. And then what we were going to be doing about it. And like if we were getting married before he deployed, we had literally been dating 3 months before, actually. We were dating officially, exclusively 1 month before he deployed. So like marriage was not an option. But when we first started like just spending time together, we had gone out on a few dates. I found out that he was married. However, they weren't like together, which I didn't know. And so I immediately this flag just went up in my brain, which is what I'm going to talk to you about. But this flag just went up in my brain, and it was like a dark orange flag that I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Who is this person? What have I gotten myself into? And so I immediately texted him. He called me and explained to me the whole situation. And then over the next several months, just kind of kept updating me on the process of the divorce, and would literally send me the emails, send me any legal paperwork. I mean, just anything to show proof and evidence like, hey, what my word is truth. So you need to know this. You have access to this. I had access to emails, social accounts, just in case, I wanted to check it out and look and verify. And so here's what my counselor had told me though. Whenever I found that out, and I just had, of course, as anybody, you're getting to know somebody, AKA, which is dating. So I just would go into my counselor's office and I would just have all this anxiety with all this expectation, with all this just major need and demand to know today what the answer is, what the future looks like, which is not healthy. Don't do that. It's really not recommended. It takes the joy out of it too. You don't even get to be present and enjoy it. Just don't do it. So I would go in and I would tell her all of these things, and she would just encourage me in such a very calm way. Danielle, just picture yourself on a golf course and just stand on top of the hill and survey the land. And as you survey the land, you're going to see various flags pop up across the greens. And she said, take inventory of those flags. Maybe some are going to be green, some yellow, some red. Those green ones, they're good. Those yellows, those are caution flags. The reds are this is not good. And it doesn't mean that today you have to break up. It doesn't mean that you have to make a decision today. It's just for you to take inventory of, to know, as I'm surveying the land, what am I seeing? And then when you're ready to decide what you want to do with all of your flags and what that information has told you, then do something about it. So when I say that I saw that he was married and I didn't have an answer for that yet, it was a huge orange flag as he explained himself, because it was okay, I'm not sure what all this looks like. I'm not all sure how this is going to play out, but I don't feel at peace to break up with you or step away from you. So I just was okay, it's just going to remain an orange flag for now. And as time went on and more emails came through, it turned to yellow. And then obviously when the divorce was finalized and all the paperwork came through and just everything was resolved, it turned to green. And it showed and confirmed that this person is a person of their word and their intent is for good and for this to work. And that didn't work. And, I have the choice to trust him, which I had no reason not to. So it was an encouraging, and it still is an encouraging analogy to just have for me as a resource, but maybe for you, or if you have a friend who's walking through a relationship, it's just so encouraging and it takes the pressure off. Just stand on the green, okay? Just stand there. Let yourself stand there. Take maybe a deep breath and just soak it in that I don't have to decide anything today. All I have to do is just take a look, survey the land, take inventory. So take the pressure off of yourself and just go ahead and start saying, okay, like, what are the characteristics and values that I desire? Like, am I seeing those? Great. If you are, those are green flags. If there's things that I wouldn't have originally like desired this for myself, or if a friend was maybe in this situation, I would probably counsel her to like be cautious or proceed with caution, or pause, take a step back, or like, would you caution somebody differently than maybe how you're behaving or acting or engaging with your significant other? Like, just take inventory and let yourself be honest. And when you're ready, then you can decide, but you're going to have all this stuff to back it up, whether you proceed, whether you pause, or whether you just say, hey, this may not be God's best for us, and it may not be no forever, but it's no for now. And, just to trust that the Lord loves you, that his plan is for good, to bless you, and that he has come to give life and life abundantly. And so if you are not living in that abundance, if you're not walking in that love of the abundance that God has for you, and to know that he has good plans for your life, to prosper you for hope and for a future, like, if you don't feel that yet, if you're not married, like, you have extreme freedom. And if you don't feel freedom, I want to give you that freedom. Take a moment to pause, survey the land, take a deep breath, exhale, allow yourself not to make a decision, and just pray. God, what would you have me to do? Show me the flags that I need to see right now. Make clear to me the flags that I need to see later. Help me to be honest, and help me to be courageous in whatever I need to do, whether it's something I need to accept, I need to confront, or something I need to forgive, or something I need to walk away from. So there's not a wrong answer. I just want to encourage you. I've been there, and it was a really helpful tool for me. And, it worked out. It doesn't mean marriage is perfect. It doesn't mean marriage is easy, but those foundations are there, and I know that they're not changing. And so I know, and same for me. It's not like Chris, like he had flaws and I didn't. No, I have plenty. But it just, the foundation's there that we can work with and we can build on together with each other through our marriage. So anyway, wanted to share that tool, that tip that I was given that blessed me tremendously. And I hope it encourages you.